What's good, y'all? It's your boy, aka Ben Billions, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome. For all y'all who don't know me, my name is Benjamin. My full name is Benjamin Emmanuel Christian Clark. And just to give y'all a little bit of a background on myself, I'm 27 years old. I'm a designer. I do e-com. I do many different things. Right now, I am in a situation where I am on a come up. Now, to give y'all some background context, about a few years ago, I want to say back at the end of 2020, from 2020 to about, I want to say the beginning of 2023, I've went through a lot of trials and I've went through a lot of tribulations. And truth be told, a lot of it truthfully should have had me out for the count. If I told y'all the full story, which I will, later on in this journey, I will definitely give a full breakdown of my testimony and whatnot, very detailed, very specific. All them questions gonna get answered for sure. But I'll keep it to these main points. Back in the end of 2020, I lost my apartment and I lost my car in the exact same day. Back to back, actually. Throughout that time, make sure I look up so I don't get hit by a car. But throughout that time, obviously, you're going through homelessness and whatnot. So the second thing enduring homelessness. The third thing was I lost my mother in the middle of my homelessness. So these things are happening kind of like back to back to back. And in January of 2023, as we're starting to build back up, starting to get some footing, starting to rebuild some of my stuff that I lost, because I pretty much lost everything. I started doing door-to-door sales. And the first day I came back, I was in a motel at the time, and I walked into a motel and all my stuff was stolen. Basically, I got robbed. So everything was gone. So I lost everything twice. Right now, it's currently 2025 in July. And truth be told, the Lord's been putting this on my heart for a minute to go ahead and start getting on his YouTube and just start documenting my journey. And I want to. And I'm going to, as literally as I'm doing this right now. But document this journey with y'all and really just show y'all the progression from where I'm at right now to where I'm about to go to and whatnot. Little background on my fashion designer skills. I'm a graphic designer specifically. Backstory, my mom was into fashion herself, and I remember as a kid growing up, we were in a lot of clothing stores. I'm talking about like Ross, Burlington, the mall. And as a young kid, you obviously ain't interested in looking at dresses and heels and stuff like that. So every time my mom was like in her side, like in the women's section, I'd be on the opposite section, the boys section, and we'd be in that store for hours very, very easily. So I remember being introduced to a lot of earlier streetwear brands, like the Sean Johns, the Rockwears, the Echo Unlimited, so like just all the different earlier streetwear brands I was introduced to. And I fell in love with the graphics on the t-shirts, the jeans, the hats, the shoes, you name it, I was all in it, That later led me on to drawing, right? Started sketching my own designs. Hey, look, I ain't a Picasso or nothing like that, but, led me on to drawing. I didn't keep up with it, but fast forward, I want to say, to about 2014. For those who are familiar with the app called PicsArt, basically, downloaded that app, back when I was, I think 2014 at the time, that was when sort of Facebook, possibly Instagram was still popping, but we'll see. I started, taking white t-shirt mock-ups, black t-shirt mock-ups from like Google, and I was playing around with different fonts, shapes, colors, and like free background images and PicsArt, and basically creating like designs. I was basically graphic design before I really realized what I was doing. I was just doing this for a hobby, and I started rolling with it. And in 2016, when I graduated high school, got my first laptop. This is like between the transition between high school and college. And I downloaded my first Photoshop software. It wasn't like Adobe or nothing like that, but just something that, get your boy started. And about 2-3 weeks later, became a graphic designer, threw myself at it. So later on, that led on to a brand that I created called One Vision, or simply pledge to believe that everybody has a vision they can go after, whether it's big or small, regardless of trials and tribulations, right? And that brand lasted for about 2 years. Fast forward, kind of like what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is around the time where I started going through my trials and tribulations and whatnot. So, again, losing both of my place, my house and my car. Apartment, really, if I want to be technical. Going through homelessness, when I lose my mother, and on top of that, you know, just getting robbed and all types of stuff. But I will make something very clear. I did not get through none of this stuff with all my strength, or with really through my strength alone. But because of Jesus, I got through. I'll make that very clear. It's because of Jesus Christ that I got through. So I'll make sure that's very apparent when I say this message. Beyond that, you know, there's a new brand that I'm currently working on, followed by, you know, e-commerce store. More of that stuff later on, but it's called Modern Era. But the gist of it, moving on decisive energy right now. So basically, what does God put on your heart for you to do that you're not doing, and it's a call to action to start. So kind of living that mantra right now with this YouTube channel. Again, you know, still sleeping in my vehicle, not for long, but starting this journey now so y'all can see where this all goes, build community with y'all, obviously, and just really take y'all on the road with me and just see. I want to, like, you know, ramble on, obviously. That's all your boy trying to find his words, but it's just that time to start. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the first video. I'm recording this off an iPhone 11, and I just cracked my screen today. I promise you, I was at Chipotle, and I put my phone up momentarily to wash my hands, and that boy said, round the ground. Feeling it back, but it still cracked my front screen. This phone's showing this age. So, but anyway, look, I ain't trying to hold y'all too long. If you want to be a part of this journey, like and subscribe. My tall self almost hit the tree, and get ready to see, you know, this come up. Plain and simple. So once again, my name is Ben, aka Ben Billions, and y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy. I'm trying to get some sunlight over here. I'm over here weaving trees and what have you. Y'all take it easy. Be blessed.